Hey, it's Nico from Deltastring. Happy New Year. Deltastring.com. We do Zendesk engineering, we do CX consulting, and hit us up if you've got any needs in that world. I've been keeping an eye on LinkedIn, as always. Feel free to reach out to me on there. And what I see is a lot of people posting, oh, these are our 2025 goals, or how do we achieve our goals in 24? And what I'm seeing happening really consistently is a kind of conflating of goals and milestones, right? And I just want to take a step back and consider what this means. I was kind of a bit inspired to do this watching Path Less Pedaled, one of my favorite YouTube channels. Chap talks about his kind of journey, biking, building bikes, and he talks about how he's not a fan of goals, and instead prefers to have direction and routes. And I think there's a great logic there. And I see a lot of people who probably would describe themselves as goal oriented are actually more focused on direction, routes than the destination. I'll give you, I guess, an analogy to kick us off, right? So a destination, goal, is a point where you're going in a different direction afterwards, right? It's a point that you aim for, and then you pause, you consider what's next for us. Maybe you've done that planning beforehand, but it's a point where your journey changes fundamentally. Now, an example of this on a holiday, on a I don't know, on a tour of Britain, maybe you want to visit Cardiff Castle, right? Cardiff Castle's lovely, you should go there. And what you'll find when you get there is you don't want to carry on in the same direction because you're going to end up somewhere you didn't intend to be. Instead, when you're at Cardiff Castle, you're going to go, right, where are we headed to next? Let's go see something else lovely in South Wales. And you go about your journey. Whereas I see a lot of businesses, people I respect usually saying that they're setting goals like, I want to achieve, X million dollars of ARR, right? I want to achieve things that are numerical. I want to achieve 100,000 YouTube subscribers. I want to achieve, this many followers to my newsletter, that sort of thing. And these are great things to aim for, but they are not really goals, are they? They are milestones, right? They give you a sense of how far you are along towards a destination, and that destination will be an inflection point where something will change. Fundamentally, nothing changes in your business when you have a new figure. When you reach a new, a nice round number of revenue. Nothing changes in your business when you reach a new number of subscribers to your content. Instead, it's a point where you can go, look at what we're achieving. This is working for us. It's good data, but it doesn't fundamentally tell you. It's not a point where anything changes for you. A point where something changes for you would be where you have some new capability. So, for example, in my own business, we started from nothing, right? And we reached a point where we were like, okay, now we can revamp all our hardware, and it means that we're able to on-prem store data, have on-prem gear, have stack of laptops of different systems so that we can test things, Mac, Windows, Chrome. This gives us more capability. So when we have that achieved, then it means we can then go in a slightly different direction, and we can do more testing, we can do more building of applications, rather than strictly providing services, right? So that is an inflection point for us, and that's a point where maybe your destination changes and you're now setting your sat nav to somewhere else. What's the next thing we need to achieve? Where's the next place we're going? And points along the way to this are milestones that might be, where you have this amount of cash on hand, you have this amount of revenue, you have these things achieved, and they enable you to reach your destination and to know that this is the point where this thing does change, right? But they fundamentally are not things that need to be ticked off. So another component of this is actually your route, your direction. Fundamentally, your business probably wants to continue to increase revenue, right? You need to make more sales year on year. You want to increase profits, and you want to have loads of cash, right? And the way to do this is going to be to keep growing, and keep growing is really just to keep moving, to keep putting miles behind you on the road to somewhere, right? And that's all well and good, but if you don't have a direction in mind, then then you're not necessarily going to be any closer to reaching your destination, you know. And if you're looking to IPO, perhaps, you know, go public with your company, have some value returned to you by selling shares in your business, then the way to do that is very different to if you're looking to stay private and instead, you know, achieve some other milestone that might be, you know, owning some facilities, owning some equipment, you know, purchasing a competitor, these sorts of things, right? So where you want to end up can be a very different direction, and the way you need to work to achieve that is very different. So the milestones you'll want to tick off are going to be different. So to achieve your goals in 2025, the things that you need are your destination. You need to know what's the thing that's the point where we need to think what's our next destination, right? You need a direction. You need to plan your route to there. Maybe that's the shortest route. Maybe it's the quickest route. We get on the motorway, it's a bit further, but we'll be there within the hour. Maybe it's the most efficient route in terms of cash. In this analogy, I guess it would be the route that uses the least fuel, right? But what maybe your constraint will be is your cash flow headroom, right? You need to, you know, stay under spending a certain amount to achieve the thing that's going to get you over the line, right? And that's the case for many new businesses that are bootstrapped, that haven't taken on investment. So you need your destination, you need your route, and then set some milestones, which is when we have this much revenue, when we have this much cash, when we have this many subscribers, those are the things that you come to last. So I hope that's really helpful for you. I think it's a very helpful way for looking at things for us. And may you go on to some lovely destinations in 2025, whether that be Cardiff Castle or not. I'll see you later.